Welcome to the 10-acre woods. My name's Mark, and it is a hot one out. I believe it feels like 37 degrees Celsius, which is close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So I just got out of the shower, so I was a little messy earlier, even just going out for a little while. So I cleaned up. So by the end of this video, you're probably going to see a few beads of sweat down my brow. So what we've done to cool everybody down is we've got just a spray of water happening over here, and that's where this water is coming from. Here are the Muscovy, not the Muscovy, these are the Rowan babies, and they are hanging out with the two moms right on the edge. In and out of the water. Now, you may notice that the pond looks different. The duckweed that was on it is almost all gone. So the ducks and the little ones have been busy eating the duckweed. You can see some down here on the edge. And then you can see some floating there on top of the water. So it multiplies fairly quickly. So it's a good food for the ducks, and it gives a little bit of life in the pond. Now, speaking of life, and I can kind of see, now somebody had asked us about fish. Did you put any fish in the pond? So we did. We were looking for a supplier of catfish, but we didn't get a whole lot of them. So we do have some catfish. The other ones are goldfish, so we just picked up a bunch of feeder goldfish, and it looks like they're swarming right in there. And there's the Muscovy, so that's Chatty Cathy and her little crew. So she is the only Muscovy female that I've seen actually fly, and she'll fly short distances. You can see some more milkweed. Milkweed? That's not milkweed. Duckweed. I'm really having a problem today. There's the other fish there, if you can see them. So we do actually have milkweed. And we did a video last year with the monarch butterflies in the garden. So what we did is we harvested the leaves with the chrysalis on them, and we took the caterpillars as well. Took them inside and did a time lapse on that. So that was a really interesting video. And you can go back and see other videos by going to our main YouTube channel and then clicking on our playlist. And then I've created a playlist of all of the videos in order: 2016, 2017, 2018, and then of course 2019. Wow, that wind has really kicked up. It's nice though. So here's Petey. No, that's Piper. Yes, that's Piper. Lying in one of her favorite spots. Oh, and Petey's over here. He's tucked in. They like getting in. I don't know, there's a bunch of brush and sticks there. You'd think it'd be more comfortable in their normal spot, which is actually over where all of the hay is, or straw, from the barn from over the winter. Now, Petey was seen earlier over in that mud pile, and he was relaxing and getting down into the mud just to kind of wet down and cool off. So he's been seen actually in and out of the pond. He's been down here in this end, and I haven't seen him myself in here, but Tara says he looks like a little hippopotamus floating along. You're looking much better than you were earlier. I took a picture of Barry, I guess right after he got out of the mud pile, right before Petey, and he was just black. So he'll get in there and he'll roll around, and they really love the water. So from time to time you'll see them going and standing in. Whoops! Well, that's I guess I gotta watch where I'm walking. Step right off there. You'll see them stand in here where the hose is and just hang out, stay cool. And here's our little ponies. It's a little Meadow. Hi, Meadow. Meadow and Auntie Shadow in the back there. and Willow, the mom. What are you guys doing to stay cool? They were in the barn there for a while. Hi. Yes. Oh, are those flies? Are we gonna have to get something for you for that? Gonna have to spray your legs down. And that's something good to do, especially at her age, is making sure that you can handle them. Some other horses that we've had, if you take the spray for flies, they just don't like the sound of it. So what works well there is if you have a rag, you can spray down on the rag and then go and wipe the legs down. Coming into the shady area, we have Bronwyn, and that looks like Lambert, or actually it looks like Turbo. Turbo's gotten, yeah, it is Turbo. Turbo's gotten big, haven't you, buddy? Lambert used to be the big boy, but Turbo is, he's gotten pretty big. Hannibal and Tinker. And there's Lambert there. Hey, buddy. You guys staying cool in the shade? So these guys get sheared once a year. We didn't shear Hannibal just because he's an older fellow and his wool's actually not growing as fast. So we figured we would leave it on him and not shave him down. These guys get shaved. Okay, boys. We're trying to record here. Do you guys have something to say? Or are you just squawking? Well, you're like looking right at the camera, aren't you? So we'll shear them once a year, usually in May, June. And then what we do with their wool is we will process it during the winter time. And we will probably clean it in the fall. Because what we want to do is we want to capture that lanolin and maybe do something with the lanolin other than just kind of washing it away. So as we learn new experiences and new things, we incorporate that into our system. And here's the Pacas, the alpacas. That's Shanzi, and Paula and Marley. Now somebody asked about, can you do a video on the alpacas? Well, there's not a whole lot on the alpacas. They come from where is it? They come from northern South America, and their teeth grow. And Shanzi here, if you look at, she's kind of got those, oh, you got flies too, don't you? We're gonna have to pull out the fly spray. Yeah, those flies. So their teeth can grow very long. They've only got bottom teeth. So their top is just a palate, just like goats. And they continuously grow, just like rabbits do. So we actually had to trim hers when they came in. And when they did come in, it appeared that they had never been sheared before. So they were extremely long-haired, or long-wooled. And we actually thought Marley was Marlene, right, bud? We thought you were a girl. We thought all three were girls until we shaved them and said, no, that's a boy. So they have been with us now, how long, Shanzi? It's been a year and a half, hasn't it? Yes. Barry's been with us about 2.5 years. And then we wanted to mate for him. We were going to pick up one, but we saw the condition of these three, and Tara decided just to take them all. We have our pigeons. We haven't done any work in here as of yet since we started doing the painting. But you know, we're kind of juggling projects back and forth. Another video that was asked is to do pigeons and chickens. So we'll do that once we're putting everything back together again. And look, who do we have here? Who do we have here? This little boy is still with us. So we decided to have him out here in the barn. And he just hangs out in here. It's a lot cooler in here, and he's extremely friendly. So we have been looking, you know, we have been looking for somebody that wants a cat, but at this point we haven't really found anybody. So we'll likely keep him around here, either find him a home or who knows, maybe it'll just be a barn cat. Don't know. He doesn't actually have a name that I know of. I'll have to ask Tara about that. What do we call you, Bangle? He is a Bangle, so... Are you one of the Bangles? Are you? Yeah? Oh, yes. So the chickens. Now, these are the little ones from the spring. And we had found homes, or well, actually found homes. People requested chickens, so they brought a bunch of eggs to us. We hatched them out, and we kept a handful of them. Hey, I believe these are leghorns. The all-white leghorn, and I've got a cat on my back. What are you doing up there? Like, feel the love. I feel like the Lion King or something. Can you feel the love tonight? Should I hang you up in the air like on the Lion King? Oh, funny cat. How can you not love him, hey? Ow! Why do you have to chew my hair? They're so aggressive. Have you ever noticed that? Cats can love so aggressively. Okay, so I do have some citronella fly spray for equine, for horses. So I am going to give it a shot, see what happens. Meadow. Meadow. What? Are you eating? Okay, so just a light mist, just because that sound can... Turbo. Why must you do that, Turbo? Alright, we're going to go handheld because if they want to play around with that, then go for it. Go for it, kids. Alright, let's try this again. So again, you want to try to give a light mist spray. You don't want to freak them out because that's just going to make it harder for later on. Now, she's usually very good. You also want to make sure you're spraying down upwind. There, so that's not too bad. So that's got her back legs. And let's get downwind here a bit and give it a little shot. You know, if you could only talk to them, well, I guess you can talk to them, but if they'd only understand that you're just trying to help them out. Good girl. You put some cologne on. Smell like lemons. Yes. Now, Shanzy, it's more around the face. We don't want to spray you in the face, do we? So we'll just maybe give you a light mist. They actually don't mind wet. How about the other side? Can we get the other side? There we go. They just don't like it. What about Marley? Can we sneak up on Marley? Couple slow pumps. Oh, is that good? What do you think? See, it's around your eye. Do the neck. Oh, yeah, he's loving that. Oh, it smells like citrus in here now. We do have some fly traps. These, they look like they've got a pretty good amount of fly sludge in them. There's one there and there's one over there. Then we've got some others out in the yard. So this brings me over to this enclosure here, and we have some sad news. The two little pea chicks disappeared. So we have the toughest luck with peafowl, with hatching them out. So yeah, so they're gone. We have no idea where they went or how they got out. But we had put, because this is larger kind of stucco wire, we had put this down here, which is a chicken wire, because years ago we found that they were small enough to go through this. But now with this chicken wire going around the entire outside, they shouldn't be able to get out. So the only possible solution is underneath the door, if they can squeeze through there. They won't be able to squeeze through and get into the chicken area because that's pretty tight. So unfortunately, yes, pea chicks, another year. Well, no more pea chicks. So we'll try again next year. Rabbits. Rabbits are probably all in the shade, relaxing. Yep. There is one underneath there. And looks like the rest of them are all inside their building. Yeah, they're all in there. Trying to stay cool. So this area here is where the guinea fowl was sitting. And we're not sure if this was, because we believe there were 2 guinea fowl. And this one here, Tara had cleaned out because there was a whole bunch of eggs and nothing going on with it. So now we can get to this here. So we've pulled this, Tara pulled this all out, and you can see how there was mice in here. This is fiberglass insulation, which we're going to just remove. I don't think we need any kind of fiberglass, any kind of insulation in here, just basically sheltering from the wind. So this is in pretty good shape, this top piece, although this corner was kind of rotten out. So we're gonna have to replace the board in here. And then I had talked about redoing the roof line. So the roof will basically come out down into this area here, and we could even continue it so it's got a little bit of a canopy over an area here, and then we could have the rabbits coming out and they would have a smaller area in this area. So we had originally talked about enclosing all of that, and now she's kind of changed it up a little bit, where it's going to be basically this area here, and then down the trench, this side of the trench, and then back over on here. So it's going to still be probably 5 times the size of their current outside enclosure. So that'll be good. And then of course the boys are probably over there sitting in their cool spot. Oh, maybe not. No, it looks like they're out wandering. Usually they sit underneath that tree right over there. So last year I built this fully functional lighthouse with a LED light in there and then a light sensor here. And then inside it, what it's doing is it's housing electrical for the pump. And then it's also housing a shallow well here, which I just turned back on. I walked by and I noticed it wasn't running, and sometimes you got to jiggle these things. But this culvert goes down just below the pond, and it's just a shallow well. So we cover that up to make sure we don't get any ducklings that are going to fall in. And it simply just comes out and pumps water from underneath and back into the pond, just to kind of keep it topped up. We are heading back into the wild because we have seen a Terra rachalotosaur, and we are trying to monitor it in its normal habitat. There she is. Oh, we think we've been spotted. What are you doing? Raking a lot of leaves, making these natural areas for
when you look at
wildlife.
When you look at that compared to that.
Oh yeah.
Like
the before.
And these kind of things have to come down.
And no, sorry, the after. The after and the before. I was getting my befores and my afters mixed up. So just getting all these, the goats and sheep, they don't necessarily eat too much of the leaves once they've kind of fallen. They prefer fresh forage.
Well, and then the grass will grow better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so the grass grows a lot better if it's not covered with all this material. So have we seen the goats? Oh, there's one over there, spotted. I believe that's snow. There are paths back here, but of course there's all this brush that you've got to kind of get through, and you can see the normal or the worn down path of how they normally track through the bush. So here we have a corner here, and it goes through this way. So we have Billie Jean over here. Hi Billie Jean. Oh, I thought maybe she looked over because I called her name. And Snow and Petunia. And Lily, the black one over there. It looks like most of them are here in this area. Well, half of them. We'll go with half. The other ones are probably further out into the bush. And this is the other area that they often are seen foraging. So this looks like, who do we got here? Blackie, her kids, and I guess a few other kids. So this here is Holly. So this is the one that will be staying here on the farm with us. And we have Coco, her little boy Nimoy, which was the first one born. Hi, Coco. And then we have Coco's white one. And again, I can't remember her name there. Blackie is over there, and this here is Spock. Hi, Blackie. Yeah? Yeah? What? Now, people say, I love it when you talk to the animals. They do, like we can call them and they'll come in. You probably saw that in one of my last videos. And you can, just like a dog, a lot of people can understand what their dog is doing and what they want. You know, if they're sitting at the bowl or if they're looking at you in such a way that they want something. And like Toby, our West Highland White Terrier, he'll have the ball and he'll bring his ball and put it on my lap, and then he'll just sit there and stare at me. Well, I know exactly what he wants. Other times he'll sit at the at his bowl, and oh, don't have any water in there. Oh, fill that up. And what's funny is one of the ducks the other day. So Harley, so it's a Harlequin duck, so we named her Harley. She was over in the front section, and I was just wandering around doing something, and I just, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something, and I looked back, and there she was, just looking at me. And I knew, just by the way she was looking at me, because ducks just don't do that. They usually just go about their business and grab the grass. So then I looked over, oh, there's no water there in that dish. Yet they have an entire pond, and they walk around the yard to go to the front area for whatever reason. So we do have water up front there as well. So I went over and I cleaned out the water dish and filled it up, and all the other ones came over and drank out of it. So you can, you know, we do talk to our animals, and we hope that they kind of understand, just like a dog would understand, really. You know, we haven't taught them how to sit yet, but that's coming up. We'll get to that. Okay, so speaking to animals, it's all about body language, watching their ears to make sure, you know, with ponies, their ears go back. Not a good thing. They don't like that. Ears are forward, attentive, then it's fine. Now, then you've got Barry. So Barry will sit at this spot. And I know exactly what he wants. Right, Barry? Right? You want a job. And the job you want is a mowing job. So we open up this gate here, and we open that up. Barry says, yeah, I'm in for that. Why do you think I've been sitting here? And then he goes in and mows. So just paying attention to the animals and body language. They don't have to actually speak, but you know, body language tells a whole lot. So something else that came up fairly recently is Tara's been nominated. So it's Post Cereal or Post Foods. They're looking for a generally good Canadian. So Tara was nominated. So it looks like you have to be Canadian to be nominated, but I'm not sure if you have to be Canadian to actually vote. So I'll leave that link down in the description for that page, and go over there and have a look, and any votes you can throw her way if you feel she is worthy of a good Canadian. Let me know in the comments if you actually can vote. It'd be interesting to find out. Apparently she has to be in the top 10, and then they're going to take into consideration the number of votes in the top 10 and do a little background searching, and it's win $10,000. So that would do do very well and go quite a long way here on the farm. And we are looking at getting a gate. So a few episodes ago, we talked about a gate because people coming into the property at different times when we're not open. So there's a really neat gate idea that I think we're going to be ordering that. So we should see that in a future video. Now, who do we have here? A little Sheldon? You're so goofy, Sheldon. Sheldon! Sheldon! What was that? Did you just trip? Oh, our goofy little boy. Just without a care in the world. And Moira? How you doing, Moira? Moira? I have problems with that, with your name. I'm sorry, Moray. Moray. What is that? Moira. Moira. Hi, Moira. Your name is Moira. All right. Did you get that? Did you get that? It's Moira. Right, Sheldon? Your name's easy. And then, of course, George. Well, that's an easy name. George. George, what are you doing? You're eating? Okay, well, you get all those little morsels there. You're doing a good job keeping the lawn all trimmed, both of you, all three of you, actually. Then our turkey and our turkey chick, turklet, whatever you want to call it. We're not even sure of the sex quite yet, but she is just over there, growing up nice and strong. So I'm just up front and I'm looking for the boys, and of course the elusive Mama Guinea that I saw just down that path over there yesterday, and I snapped a photo of her. So there's 5 little guinea keets and Mom, and they hatched out, I imagine, just over on the corner of the property, just outside of the electric fence area, because that's usually where they kind of go to tuck in at night. Now I'm up here and I look and I'm seeing something wrong here with the fence. So we have a downed log here. So wood is not conductive, so I can lift this up and move it off to the side. But then of course I've got this goofy little thing here where it's kind of bent. So there are tightening, actually it's just up here. There is a tightening sprocket. Of course I'm not going to do it while the fence is on. It is actually just over by the post there, and it just tightens up and wraps around this little spool so we can tighten the line. So that's something that I'll have to do after I shut down the electric fence. There's one guinea. I don't see any little ones though. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. See, outside the fence, they wander across the highway, these birds, and they go over to our neighbors across the street here. So I'm gonna go through the fence. So we're gonna go sideways and in, and so I don't scare them out onto the highway. All right, 1, 2, 3, looks like they're all there. Woo-hoo! There they go. Yeah, all 5 are there. Now you guys stay on the property. Come here. Here. No, we're not doing that. See, he always does that. And I know he never doesn't. He never means to do any harm. So he's just playing. And Billy is, you might see the camera shift a little bit because Billy's checking out the tripod. You animals and your fascination with tripods. What do you want? What? Hey, you want to say something? Yeah, you want salt. Well, go get your salt. You've got a salt block. Now, on hot days like this, it's important that they have salt because it helps retain moisture. Lemon. People put lemon in their water glass. I'm sure it's probably something to do with the possibly water quality, and they put it in. But it also helps retain water. So lemons help retain water in the body as well. but depending on different people, they'll probably tell you different things. All right, yes, get that scent on me. Yeah. Oh, come on in, Billy. Join the fun. Yeah, you gonna give me a kiss? All right, I think that's it, boys. What are you, get out of there. I don't want your tongue. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought I'd end off, you know, with the boys here, because I know how goofy they can be and how funny it is and how you enjoy seeing these boys. Hey, stop it. He's not even your species. So until next video, take care, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. We'll see you next video. Take care. Bye-bye. What are you doing? What are you doing?